I'm going to show you how to cape out a deer head so you don't have to put these big antlers in the freezer. They take up a lot of room in the freezer. Well, let's get started. The first cut you do, you go from this horn to there, from this horn to there, of the antlers. Then you go all the way down to the end of the neck where you cut it off when you skin the deer. You just start peeling it off the hide of the neck. It's a slow process. You just gotta take it easy or you'll cut the hide, and you don't want to cut the hide. You go up here and do it the same way. Once you get the Y cut, then you start separating it down with the razor. You come off both sides. On the horns of the burr of the horns, you gotta be real careful with the hide. Just kind of get out from under it. And this is where you get to the ear base. Right there was the ear. You just kind of just keep peeling it down and just work it slow. You go all the way around and you do the other ear the same way. Here was the ear come out right there. You just work it all down the neck. Once you get down past the ears, you start going all the way around the horns. Then once you get it broke loose all the way from the horns, you just kind of pull it forward with you go. And you get to the eyes. See, that's the eye socket. You gotta pull it up so you don't cut the eyelids. Take them all the way to the corner and be careful with that corner because there's a tear duct at that corner. You have to be real careful because you'll cut a big hole right there. Just kind of dig into the tear duct. See right there? And you flip it over and do the other side the same way. Pull it up. Pull your eyelids off the eye socket and you cut them off. And they go down to the eye duct, or the tear duct. Dig down in that tear duct. Don't cut it off because you'll make a big hole. Take it on down toward the jawline. That's where you get into the teeth. You can tell where it comes out. Pull your teeth out, your lips like that. Do the other side same way. Just keep going forward with it. There's a tick on it, booger. You gotta watch them too, cause they get ticks all over them. You gotta get ticks. That's one bad thing about skinning the animal. They got ticks on them. Start cutting. Here we get into the lips right there. Just take it forward. Once I get to this point, I hang him up by his horns. That way it's pulling down on his nose the whole time I'm skinning it. Makes a big difference instead of walling them around on the table. Ever cut it helps pull it down, the weight of it. You gotta cut right next to that jawbone because that's where your lip is. You don't want to leave your lip on it. You want to put your lip on your hide so you can tuck it in. When you get down so far, you'll run into a gristle, and that's his nose gristle. You just cut it off. Cut into that gristle and it goes plumb to the bone. When you mount him, you'll take that gristle off, but right now you can cut it to the bone. Don't cut it off too short because you'll cut his lips off. Okay, there's that one. Do the bottom one same way, just cut close to that bone as you can. That's where your lips are. And there you go. That's a caped hide. And I'll show you how to measure him and take the horns off. After you get him caped out, you grab him by the nose and just kind of spin him around your hand like that. Throws all the meat inside. Put him in a bag. I use old corn sacks. They work real good. And I'll take the name of the hunter, the confirmation number and stuff, his information, and put it on the bag and put it in the freezer. Put your tape around his neck about 3 or 4 inches behind the ears. It looks like he's 22 inches around the neck. You kind of go out here where you think the nose went. And go to the corner of the eye. So he's right at 7 inches. And that'll be your measurement for your mannequin. I'll use a awl saw to get his horns off. I used to use a bow saw, but that was hard work there. But now I use a go down about right there. You go between his eyes and his horns on the front cut, right there. Let's cut them off. And I take that's the brain right there. You take that out. You clean all this meat off of it. And there's a membrane where the brain was. You peel that off. And after you do all that, you put powder on it to kind of preserve it and put the name on it. And the guy that took you, or your name and your confirmation number on it. You gotta be careful when you clean these deer. All these ticks come off this one deer that I found. There'll probably be some on me when I take a bath tonight. Packing all kind of diseases, Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever disease, just all kind of stuff. So you gotta be really careful with them. They all will crawl toward me because they sense that heat, I guess. And that's the way I cape out deer. It's not the only way to do it, but that's the way I do it. It's Pure Country with Ricky Humphrey.